Okay. Okay. As you can see, this is our oval. If you look very closely, you can see green runs that go straight across the oval. We have 7.5 kilometres of irrigation underneath the oval that comes from the sewage treatment plant over there. We can dictate how much water comes through the oval, and if we want to do every second row, we can do that from irrigation station across there. I go there every day just to check and monitor. We have meters over there that say how much clean water we're making, how much water is coming in, different things like that. So we monitor everything daily. We've got it set as I think Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday. So it's automatic, and we can turn it on and off, from that stage.
I think it's very important to know that the whole system is a result of intense negotiation with the Department of Environment and Heritage Protection. You can imagine that the impact of 250 students on a sensitive environment like this is quite dramatic, and I remember that the negotiations we had with the department went on for something like 6 months in order to get a plan for not only today but the future, and that plant up there would probably easily service at least twice the capacity of the school that the school has now, and it's a, if you like, an insurance policy for the development of the school as it goes forward, because the effluent quality that comes out of that plant actually exceeds the licence conditions that the Department of Environment and Heritage Protection put on the school. And the reason that another reason that they had such stringent licence conditions is because of health. And obviously any effluent that drains out of the oval system ends up back into the headwaters of, is it Yandina Creek? Coolum Creek. And they wanted to make certain that not only are the children's health protected, but the environment's health downstream was protected as well.
One of the features of the pipes that go in the ground is they got a 25-year guarantee of a retardant inbuilt into the soaker pipes that no roots will penetrate and block up the pipes, which is a pretty amazing feature. 25-year guarantee on that. And Ken's just going to talk about our licence agreement. We're in the process of making some changes there right now.
Yeah, as the system has been built over here, it's meant to run to a capacity of about 8,000 litres a day. However, with this school, we run to between 1,000 to 2,000 litres a day, and the licensing agreement is up to about 4,000 litres a day. So we're well and truly under that licence agreement. And with the sewage treatment plant, we've only got about 200 kids here at the moment. So I mean, we've got enough for if we get about 1,000 people on the property here. So the infrastructure is there. Okay, as you see the tanks and everything here, this is basically like a glorified domestic system, works exactly the same, okay, but just in a really big scale. We have, if you can see the cones that are over there behind the church or in front of the church, there's a storage system there where the initial effluent comes into. There's 2 pumps in there that emulsify and pump it straight over to here. Once they come to there's a float level as well there. Once they come to that float level, they pump it back over to this primary tank and then through the system here. What we have, once it comes through the system, it goes into what we call a clean water tank just here, and then we'll come into the shed through another one of the filtration systems like Steve was sort of talking about, a UV filter, and then back into our storage systems. We have 2 storage tanks here. There's about 60,000 litres of storage there, and that's for the oval. So once we trigger the irrigation inside, it will come through there through another UV meter and then out through the oval, through those that 7.5 kilometres of stuff. We have floats and alarms through each one of the stages here, and each of those alarms are sent via an SMS to Andrew, and he can monitor which tank or what alarm has gone off and either get in contact with me, and if there's something that I can do on site, then I'll do it. If not, it's something for Andrew to come out and rectify. We also have a rainwater gauge there, and there's a couple of prongs in there, so if it gets up to around about 27 mils, it will stop pumping to the oval so we don't end up with a big waterlogged oval. And of course we have a manual switch off as well to turn it off if we got deluge of water coming through.
The storage tanks are designed, I think, for more than 7 days wet weather storage, and we've had rain events here that have lasted for that long or longer. Yeah, and that's just the environment again, taking care of the environment. That's what it's all about here.
Well, this is Andrew, and he does our quarterly measurements and testing throughout just to make sure our pH level, nitrate levels and everything are above board, and that's all part of the licensing agreement as well.
Got a contract with the school to manage the system. Yeah, we look after just general maintenance, cleaning, troubleshooting if there's an issue, and yeah, just checking parameters and making sure we reach our environmental goals. Yeah.
With a school situation like this, it's a little bit, because it's a bacteria and a very sensitive thing, we have a school that runs 5 days, then practically nothing happens, and then 5 days again, and then you've got holidays. So it's been very much appreciated with Andrew coming on board, and it's tweaking here, tweaking there, because we've got, you know, you don't get a lot of feces, you get a urine that comes through this system. So the bacteria in here needs food to grow. So we've had to tweak that from time to time to make sure that in the influx of effluent that comes in there, it's not struggling to break that down and come through the cycle. So we've had to put feed balls and different things in there just to make sure that bacteria is alive when it needs to break down everything that comes through. So it's been a bit of tweaking throughout, but it's been really good to have Andrew on board.
With biological wastewater treatment, you know, the low level of organics that come from schools, you know, very high levels of nitrogen, but very low levels of organics can have an effect on process efficiency. So what Ken is saying is they're supplementing that to ensure the process is stable.
So basically what you're looking at here is we've got an aerator that will aerate the buffer tank and the anoxic tank, the different stages throughout. We've got a pump. This is the pump that pumps to the underneath the oval itself. We've got a meter here that we monitor the amount of water that goes out into the oval. We've got another meter here that measures the water that we make that comes into the clean water tank. So now with the licensing agreement, to come underneath the licensing agreement, we needed to update as well, like dilute. So we've just installed this electronic box which allows us to put, say, 1,000 litres into our storage tanks there, so to dilute the water down to a stage where it's acceptable to come through. So and we've got another meter over there monitoring that. So when I come here in the morning, I will monitor the meters, how much we're making, how much has come through clean water. And these are our filters. So this is from the clean water tank, goes through there into our storage. From our storage goes through this one and out to the oval. Okay, and a couple of the taps here are just for taking test results down and monitoring our nitrates and pH. These are the UV filters. So there's UV filter here, a UV filter there. Yes, yes.